Hello girls, it's Thursday. So,
And that's when my camera died. So, webcam. I'm just gonna answer Margot's question, like, straight out. In 8th grade, I kind of had, like, a revival of my love for Harry Potter. I was sort of not as big of a fan of Harry Potter as I was before. It was just kind of like a thing that I liked to me, but not something that was my life, if that makes sense. So, in 8th grade, I kind of like renewed my love of Harry Potter. And so, I decided I was going to start a Harry Potter club at my school. And so I went on some MuggleNet, and I was just on MuggleNet for a while, and then I googled Wizard Rock, and I found Christina's band, the Parcel Mouths. And so I started watching Christina's channel a lot, and through that I found a bunch of YouTubers that are nerd fighters, and they'd always mention John and Hank in their videos, but I have absolutely no idea who they were talking about until I finally just googled John and Hank, and the Vlogbrothers page came up, and I watched one of their videos, and I thought it was just really weird. I can't remember what video it was, but I was just like not impressed by it. I feel really bad about saying that, but I just wasn't really impressed by the video. I thought it was weird. So I didn't do anything with it, but then I'm really not sure what happened. Then I think I was watching a 5 Awesome Girls video where they were singing to John, or they went and met John, and I thought he was really cool. So I googled John, and I found his books, and I read Looking for Alaska and The Abundance of Catherines, and that was it for me, and I just decided, okay, I'm gonna watch all of the videos. And I think this was around the time that John's baby Henry was born, and so the Adorable Baby is Adorable video was playing, and who doesn't love an adorable baby? So I subscribed, and I started watching all of their videos, and they were amazing, and I just loved it so much. And then they started to talk about Nerdfighteria and stuff, so I watched the How to Be a Nerdfighter video, and I just decided that being a nerdfighter would be awesome. So I went through the process of being a nerdfighter, because it just seemed like such a good community, and I really like the internet, so I don't think there's a better community, or if there are any other communities that are really that big and mean that much to so many people. So I think it was really John's writing that made me decide to be a nerdfighter, because I was just really in love with how he wrote and how good he was at contemporary novels, because until then I always read fantasy novels. So that was good. So what you should learn from this lesson is that Harry Potter will always lead you to good things. I had prep day today, which, if you don't know what prep day is, basically you go to the school, get your schedule, tell the counselors what's wrong with your schedule, get your schedule fixed, get textbooks, and take pictures of yourself for your student ID. And at prep day, I realized that I have all advanced placement classes, or pre-advanced placement classes. So that's going to be fun. My electives are photography, theater, and theater productions, which is the club I'm in, which is basically a group of like 30 people, I think, who all really like theater and want to be in plays and want to come together and like produce really, really good plays. So that's a camp I've been going to all week, and it's really fun, but it's also really scary because I'm really shy and I'm not very confident about most stuff, so acting was like scary for me. So for the first 3 days I was just kind of shaking the whole time. Well, not shaking, but I was just really, really nervous, and I was afraid I was going to make a fool of myself, so that was fun, I guess. Oh, I'm going to answer my questions from the last video, which were, which state is the most interesting shaped, which I'm going to have to say is Kansas, because Kansas is just the most amazing state ever. Trust me, I lived there for 10 years. Because it's just like, it's almost a rectangle, but there's like a little chunk missing from the corner, and I think that's adorable. Pigs or llamas? Llamas. I'm gonna go with llamas. Partly because 9th grade, we had to dissect a pig fetus, and if you ever dissected a pig fetus, it's not something fun, and I just can't look at pigs without wanting to cry now, so llamas. And third question, what book other than Harry Potter has most changed my life? Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines and Paper Towns, all just because they brought me to Nerd Criteria. Will Grayson, and the Bermuda's Triangle, because I don't know how to explain that. If you've read the books, it would just make sense. It just, like, I don't know how to describe that, but it just, I have no idea how to describe that, but it just changed my life. You know, I don't know how to describe that. I'm not very articulate today. And Perks of Being a Wallflower. That book has probably changed my life the most, because I'm not even sure, I don't know how to describe anything today, I'm sorry. It's just Perks of Being a Wallflower was like one of those books that you had to read at a certain time because it would help you so much at that time that you were reading it. And Perks of Being a Wallflower really, really helped me by that. And if you haven't read it, you should, even though there's kind of some stuff that's not very appropriate. I don't know the wording for that. There's some weird stuff. There's lots of drugs and drinking and sex. Well, spoilers. So that's it, I think. I'm just going to ask one question because I don't want to bombard people with questions. You see this? You see this? I see it right here. You've probably used it since age 2. How do you say it? How do you pronounce it? I must know. Also, how do you say S-Y-R-U-P? The sticky stuff you put on pancakes and waffles. I must know how you pronounce those 2 words. It is of the utmost importance. Oh, okay. So, you know, sometimes something is so obvious that you just completely overlook it and just forget about its existence because it's just something so big. So I have to re-answer Jill's question, because I totally overlooked reading and writing, because those 2 things are just like the things that I am most obviously passionate about. But it didn't even cross my mind to say that, because it just feels like something so obvious, you know? Does that make sense? Like, writing for me is like the only escape I get from the mundaneness of going to school every day. So, writing. Same for reading. Also, filming. I really like filming. I never actually film, but I really like it when I do. That is all. I hope your day was awesome, and if it's not, make it awesome.